ask everybody to remain standing while we sing the Negro National Anthem. So I'll start it off just in case some people forgot the words. Lift every voice and sing. I tried. We want to give another hand clap to North Explorers, dedicated youth here in the city of North Explorers. At this time, in keeping with decency, North Explorers, everyone, North Explorers. These are the youth that we are here for tonight, to give scholarships, to be continuous in their education and their endeavor for excellence. And keep everything in tradition and in decency and order. We're going to ask this time that our Reverend Joan Marie Fouché would come and give our invocation.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Come on, put your hands together and give God a hand clap of praise. It's because of him we live. It's because of him we breathe. It's because of him we are being. And we're glad to be here tonight to give him all the glory, all the honor, and most certainly all the praise. Let us pray. Gracious one, we thank you, we honor you, and we magnify your righteous name. We thank you for allowing us to gather here yet another time. 60 years, Lord, is a long time, but you've been keeping them, God, so we thank you in the name of Jesus. So, God, now as we go through this night, continue to bless everything and everybody, every recipient, every honoree. We thank you for this time, and we give you glory and honor, and we give you all the praise. Amen.
Amen and amen. A little housekeeping business before I move any further. We want to recognize several people who are in attendance tonight. And we're going to have everyone sit down at this time. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself and you're so busy, you're so focused, you're so tunnel vision that you got to take those clues from the people that are standing like, could you please tell us to sit down? We want to recognize several people who are not just here in attendance as purchasers of tickets or ads, but these people are staunch supporters of the North Bronx Shields, and they have been so for a very long time. I ask that you would please hold your applause until I am done. We want to recognize Jimmy Stewart, the president of FOP. We want to recognize the president of New Jersey Council, Mark Odom. The NAACP second vice president, Levita Johnson. We want to recognize Gwendolyn Williams from the Essex County Prosecutor's Office. We want to recognize Ethan Medley from the New York Giants. Go New York Giants. I got to give a little shout out right there, New York Giants. That is my team for all you Dallas Cowboy haters. We're going to recognize the first Vice President, Peter Malave, for the Hispanic Law Enforcement Society. Ahmad Rasul, Deputy Chief Assistant Prosecutor from the Essex County Prosecutor's Office. Arthur McCall from the North Knights, who is also a staunch supporter of our organization. We want to recognize Kareem Campbell, President of the ICLL League. We want to recognize South Ward Councilman and recipient John James and his mother. We want to recognize Captain Lee Douglas of the 6th Precinct Commanding Officer. Irvington Public Safety Director Tracy Bowers. And we want to recognize another honoree, Essex County Prosecutor Ted Stevens. Kyle Bowman, the commander of the Post. Dalton Price, President of Passaic Bronze Shields. Chief of Port Authority, Emilio Gonzalez. Port Authority, Deputy Chief Silva. Port Authority, Captain Magrone. Port Authority, Lieutenant Pomeroz. I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong. And another one of our honorees, retired Captain and Deputy Inspector Steve Yablonsky. Recognized all the way from Philadelphia. That's right, Philadelphia. They've been staunch supporters for the longest. Crystal Coleman, Guardian Civic League. Cherie Lockett, National Black Police Organization. If I forgot anyone, I do apologize in advance. Again, I do apologize in advance. And at this time, we're going to have the history of the North Bronx Shields by our own brother, Maurice McKelvin. Maurice is the one that's walking to the stage right now. He bigger than me. Maurice McKelvin, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm putting on my pop-up glasses. The North Bronx Shields is an African-American Police Officer Association based in Newark, New Jersey. The organization was founded in March of 1959 by a group of African-American police officers who were battling racial discrimination with their police department. At that time, officers were denied ability to ride in patrol cars, refused promotions, and were often victims of harassment. African-American officers were not allowed to arrest or cite white citizens Our founder, Father, quickly realized that the survival depended on their unity and ability to organize. Some of those members were Ford Bostic, our first president, Theodore Howard, Vice President, Charles E. Harris, Business Manager, Mr. Boswell, the Treasurer, and Donnell Harper, Secretary. Wilbur Finance Secretary. Walter Davis was Sergeant at Arms, and Charles Gus, Chaplain. Our founder fathers realized that the community needed our support as well. African Americans citizens needed police officers to fairly and respectfully protect and serve them. The North Bronx Shield stepped up and accepted the responsibility during the Newark police riots. The community called on us, and we answered. Our impact was written about much in the newspaper, but everyone involved in the struggle knew about the participation and appreciated it. In 2019, the North Bronx Shields, Inc. realized that we stand on our shoulders of our fathers. We work diligently to carry on a legacy they left in our city of Newark, New Jersey. We recruit oncoming officers, support and encourage members, promotion, monitor youth all year round. Newark Police Explorers Post 2808. We conduct book bag drives, holidays feeding, community churches, fellowship amongst host activities. We are blessed to have full support of the Honorable Mayor Raz J. Barack, community partners like NFL Giants, the Department of Public Safety, Newark Public Schools, various churches and communities groups. All of you are here tonight. At this time, I would like all the past presidents, and executive board members of the Newark Bronx Shields, Inc. to stand and be recognized. Now, I would like Newark Bronx Shield members to stand to be recognized. All the Newark Bronx Shield members, I would like you guys to stand to be recognized. Come on, you guys, get people on that. This is a beautiful occasion. Again, I thank you guys for coming out. My name is Maurice McKelvin. Thank you for your attention.
Maurice McKelvin in the history of the Newark Bronx Shields. I think we ladies and gentlemen, we can just bring it down just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can just bring it down just a little bit. For those who are in law enforcement and for those who are in public service, and I keep on saying this number 60 years because it's significant. And I say this every year that I stand up here, that I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me, who paved the way. The turmoil that's going on in our country and things that we see on the left and we see on the right, and I think about the path that they paved for me and the opportunities that they laid before me so that I can be where I am at today. Like you saw the Newark Explorers volunteering their time day in and day out to stand before you and to be that example that just because you come from Newark does not mean you cannot succeed and does not mean that you can't be somebody. Doesn't matter who you are, nor what your background is. You have that potential. I'll be quiet just for a minute. Perhaps I'm not talking. Pretend that I'm calling out the winning lottery numbers for the Mega Million or the Powerball. Everybody be quiet now so they can see they hear them numbers called. So again, we want to thank supporters who have constantly supported us. The president of the NAACP, Deborah Gregory, and Al Daniels of the Vulcans. And if I've been remiss in forgetting any dignitary that is in here this evening, I do apologize. It is no intentional omission of mine. And again, I thank you for coming and for constantly giving back as we give to those people, the kids, on this dinner dance. And so far, within 9 years, we've raised approximately almost $120,000 to give back. But I'll let my president speak more onto that. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on the president of the Newark Bronx Shields, Levi Holmes III. We could do better than that. For 9 years, he has led us. 9 years he has led us. We can do better than that. Bronx Shields members, stand up and receive your president. Mr. President.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You all take your seats, and I really appreciate that. First of all, I want to let you all know that one thing that we're extremely proud of is we're proud of our ancestors. We're proud of the people that came before us, that did the wonderful things that they did, the sacrifices they made in order for us to be here today. This 60th anniversary is so special to us because we understand our history, and today we celebrate our history as an organization, and we celebrate many of the forefathers that came before us. Calvin Larkins, Lenny McGee, we see you, we thank you, we appreciate you. Mama Mae Smith, where are you? Mama Mae Smith, we love you. There's so many people that came before us that continue to be with us and to guide us, so we really want to say thank you very much. This 60th anniversary, I don't know if you guys understand. Okay, excuse me, that side over there. I need you guys to be quiet. We appreciate the fact that you're here and you're celebrating with us, but this is very, very special and important to us, so we really need your cooperation. Thank you. This organization does so much, has done so much, and will continue to do so much to push this city and our members forward. Back in the day, like Brother McKelvin said, African Americans didn't have the right to sit in a police car period, let alone with a white police officer. We had horrible duties. We were disrespected, humiliated every single day. But today we recognize that this is not that day, because those individuals fought, they organized, they formed, they were unified, and they got us to the point where we are right now. Please, one more time for them. I don't know if y'all heard what Brother McKelvin said, because some people were talking, but the things we do today, we do because we want our forefathers to be proud of us. I don't know if any of you had children or if you have a parent, but one thing you always want is for your parents to be proud of you, or you want to be proud of your children. Well, we sacrifice every day because we want our forefathers to be proud of us and what we do. Those young people you see here, the Newark Police Explorers, Post 2808, we have Anthony Roberts and LaToya Young, working with them on a regular basis so that we can bring our children with us. Starting from the 8th grade through high school, we have 4 explorers that are Newark police officers today. We have 1 that just graduated West Point Academy. We have 3 that are in the military. We have 4 in college. But we do it under the auspices of the Newark Brown Shields in collaboration with the Department of Public Safety. The book backdrop that we do with Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, we work with Felony Riders Motorcycle Club and other organizations to provide school supplies for over 1,800 people every year. That takes a lot. It takes a lot of coordination, but it takes a lot of sacrifice. We do these things because we understand that we are the police when we put our uniforms on, but we are people who accept the responsibility of moving our community forward with that uniform on or off. And we understand all the overtime that we make and the promotions we get and the wonderful things that happen to us. If we can't bring our children with us, then what is the point? So I thank God every day for the team that I have, for the Brown Shields members who continually support and come out and do hard work and sacrifice, because again, we want our ancestors, our forefathers to be proud of us, and we understand the importance of what we do. Another thing I want to say is, look at the room. You all are here supporting our mission. So from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out this year, last year, and we pray to God that you'll be here next year to continue our mission. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Atiba Cumberbatch, Bi-State Coalition, thank you for coming out. So what we want to do first, everyone knows that we have a series of awards that we present our honorees because we're thankful for the things that they've done in the community. We have one sister that wants to make a special presentation before we begin. Sister Aida Braswell, would you please come forward? Sister Aida Braswell is the wife of our brother, Sergeant Zaid Braswell, who unfortunately we lost recently.
In the name of God, Allah, the beneficent and merciful, good evening. And specifically to my Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A while ago, Levi Holmes invited me to his office to receive a letter regarding my husband. But little did I know, such an honor was being bestowed upon him. But Zaid, like most people in this room know, was definitely one deserving of such an honor, which was witnessed when approximately 400 people attended his funeral on October 19th of last year. Only he and Allah knew the magnitude and generations of people that he touched throughout his life with his kind words and actions. Zaid touched the entire community by giving his time, his advice, his finances, but most importantly by teaching about our religion and faith through his positive example and character. In Islam, Allah the Most High tells us that there's actually three things that will accompany us to our grave. And those three things are our family, our wealth, or how we spent it, and our deeds, or how we lived our life. And the deeds are the one thing that will remain with us in our grave. Zaid's deeds were tremendous, beyond anyone's expectations or imagination, because he never spoke about it. He basically kept it between him and Allah and did it for the pleasure of Allah alone, which is how it should have been. Anyone who had the opportunity to actually attend his funeral and saw the large number of people, as well as the long procession line of cars that shut down the highways en route to his burial site, could only take a page from his life and do something positive for humanity or something positive for family in general. No matter how much we've done, we can do more. Taking in consideration all of the positive things that my husband's done throughout his life, my prayer for him is that his soul is at peace, that his sins are forgiven, and that Allah blesses him with the highest status of paradise. The final thing I'd like to mention regarding my husband is that anyone who knew him knew that he was an advocate for keeping strong family ties. He loved, respected, and valued his relationships with his parents, his 3 siblings, his 6 children equally, and of course me. And he's being missed by the entire community as well as the rest of the family as well. And he's always going to be remembered in a favorable manner. At this time, on behalf of Zaid and the family, I'd like to thank everyone who came to share in such a special occasion. I know that the entire family is definitely honored by such an event. So, without further ado, I take great honor and pride in initiating the first of many, God willing, Community Service Awards, in not just my husband's name, but my brother in Islam, Zaid Abdul Rahman Braswell. At this time, I'd like to ask Councilman John James to please come and receive his 2019 Sergeant Zaid Braswell Community Service Award.
Before we present this award to Councilman James, we have to say, I just want to say a little bit more about Sergeant Zaid Braswell. Sergeant Zaid Braswell, like Sister Aida said, was my role model when I became a police officer and a role model of so many people in this wonderful city in the state of New Jersey. When I was a young man, sisters like Sherelle Benders, y'all know, I was always the community guy, working in the community, doing things for the community all day long. And I always thought that as soon as I became a police officer, I would join the PAL and I would be with Zay Braswell and do the wonderful things that he did because I watched him. I watched Zay Braswell be a police officer, but not an aggressive cop. When he talked to you, when he touched you, you did not know that he was a police officer. You knew he was a caring human being and a caring man in the things that he did. And that's a big situation that we have as police officers because sometimes we deal with so many ugly situations every day that it's hard to turn off that authority. It's hard to turn it off. But when I saw a man like Zay Braswell and when he touched so many people, you never knew it, and we knew, so many of us knew that that was the guy to be like. When Zay Braswell passed away, we as the North Bronx Shields voted unanimously, without a shadow of a doubt, instantly, that we knew that we had to change our bylaws, and every year we had to give our Community Service Award out in the name of Sergeant Zay Braswell because we must keep his legacy moving forward. Councilman James, the organization decided to present you with the inaugural Zay Braswell Community Service Award. The reason we did this is because we know you stand by side with us in the community and in the things that you do to push the city forward, to push our people forward. Everyone knows that in the North Bronx Shields, we don't just randomly pick people out of the sky and say, he's a nice guy, let's honor him. We only honor people who we know your work, we know your worth firsthand, and we work with you in the trenches. We worked with you in the trenches for years. You've always been there, you supported us. You're a fantastic community man. So we thank you for what you do, we honor you, and now we present you with this Community Service Award in the name of Sergeant Zay Braswell. Good evening. I'm humbled by this award because I had the pleasure of growing up with the Braswell family. I have no older brother. Zaid and Paul were brothers to me. Because they love family, I learned from them. And that's why I'm close to my family also. My mother's here in attendance. Please rise, Mother. I applaud the Bronze Shield on their continued commitment to serving the community, and as stated earlier, raising up the youth, leading by example, letting them know that you can be a police officer, you can be involved in law enforcement. As long as you do the right thing, there is a positive path. And I will continue to work with the Bronze Shields. I also am a part in my office of the annual book bag giveaway, their fun day, and we will continue to do that. So I look forward to working with the Bronze Shields and the Braswell family and the Newark community. And again, it's an honor to receive this award, and I humbly accept it tonight. God bless you. Sister Aida, could you come back to the stage, please? When we in the North Bronx Shields, because we're honoring your husband, we only see it fitting to present you with the same award as a keepsake for you and your family. Thank you for sharing your husband with us. Thank you.
We were able to purchase a building at 43 William Street. and that was the home of the Bronze Shields for a number of years. For a number of years. Because of their sacrifice. Because they saw a vision and they ran with it. If you have a vision, you run with it, and you shall see the fruits of your labor. And because they sacrificed, we were able to sell our building at 43 William Street, and we will be building a brand new 6,000 square feet building right here in the city of Newark. Brand spanking new. Because not just because their vision some years ago, but because of the vision that our president had, Levi Holmes, and our executive board, and the labor and the things that we've done today, we were able to make this happen and to come to fruition. So soon we'll be breaking ground on a 6,000 square foot building, brand spanking new, because of people who saw a vision. You see a vision and you run with it. They started off in the basement of someone's home. Floyd Bostic, rest his soul, started off in his basement during a time when we were not seen as equal. So that's why I ask you just to humble yourselves and just be silent as I speak. And that's why 60 years, I continuously say it, 60 years. There are some amongst us who are seasoned enough that have lived past 60 years. I was always taught when I was younger, you don't call a person old, you call them seasoned. So I can't forget my upbringing. So we're gonna have another raffle, and that is going to be for our building fund. So people are going to be coming around tapping you on the shoulders, and then you're going to be like, oh, another raffle. That is what it's for, to help us reach our goal and to get it done and paid for completely. Because of the vision of those who came before us, the vision of our president now. And at this time, I'll call the president back up so we can continue with the program. Levi Holmes.
Good evening again. Now let's get back on track. But before we continue with our program, we just want to have Council President Mildred Crump make a few words. We're going to bring the mic to you, Mother.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It is so wonderful and the opportunity to be in the space occupied by those who run to danger when I run from danger. Come on, clap it up for the Newark Bronze Shield and all who serve in the capacity of protecting this community. Hey, Gwen, how are you? I'm sorry. Shut up, Larry. It is no secret that the Bronze Shields are my brothers and sisters in the struggle here in the great city. There is no way that I would miss coming to your annual event. It would be like missing a fingernail or something from my anatomy. I love my posse, and everybody knows it. It's no secret, Levi, Walter, and Anthony, wherever you are, when it comes to making a serious decision, I call them. And guess what, Lenny? They're the one. Hey, and I'm seeing people I haven't seen. Y'all excuse me. Like like it was back in the day. I called them for their advice. And so enjoy the rest of the evening. 60 years is 60 years young. I'm going to say that I remember 60, so some of the rest of you in this room. But 60 years is a serious credit to those of you who are a member of this great organization. God bless you and God keep you. Congratulations to my colleague John James, who is getting a Community Service Award, to my dear friend Ted Stevens. Aren't you getting an award tonight? And to everybody else who's getting an award tonight. Larry is making me sit down. God bless you for the last time, and God keep you.
Again, we give it up for our Council President, Mildred Crum, a trailblazer here in the city of Newark and throughout New Jersey.
All right, now we're going to have a good friend of the Newark Bronx Shields who grew up with us, Mayor Dahlia Bertrice. Where are you? Hey, Dahlia, you want to come up, Mayor? Hillside Mayor now. You can let everyone know your relationship with the Newark Bronx Shields. Come on up.
Thank you, President Holmes, and thank you to the Bronx Shields, and congratulations for 60 years of service. And I thank the Bronx Shields. I stand before you as the daughter of Lieutenant Alonzo Evans. And a lot of people don't know that he was my father. My father dragged me all throughout Newark. Why I was in the FOP's credit union, I don't know. Why I was in the cell block or sitting next to homeless people in some judge's chamber, I have no idea. But what I will say is that the Bronx Shields represented family and relationships. And I came to know police officers as my family because of the Bronx Shields. I had this unique relationship with police officers because I knew them as Mr. Fouché. I knew Mrs. May Smith, and I knew Mr. Lonnie McGee. And it's humbling to see them today getting these awards because I would not be who I am without 43 William Street. I remember many Christmases where I didn't get to open my gifts first. 6 a.m., my parents woke me up and they dragged me to 43 William Street to give gifts to needy children and help cook breakfast for children. So when we talk about where my origins of public service came from, it was the Bronx Shields. It was serving the people of Newark. And although I grew up in East Orange, I am still a daughter of Newark, and I'm very proud of that. And so yes, I stand before you as the mayor of Hillside, but 60 years of family, these are the things that we can produce. And this is why we put the children first, and why I'm so happy and proud to know that you're building a new headquarters for a new future for the 21st century, so you can go even better and beyond what I experienced. So now we can have a new president, we can have more leaders that are going to foster the beliefs and the values of being a Newark police officer, citizens on patrol. And these are some of the things that have been missing from what the media has to say about being a police officer. We see police officers, but a lot of times we don't see their families. A lot of times we don't see their problems. A lot of times we don't see them as community servants. And that's what this organization has been for me, and it's what keeps me committed and down to earth and remembering where I came from. So I'm the daughter of Lieutenant Alonzo Evans, who just so happens to be the mayor of Hillside today. So thank you.
This next person I'm going to call up to speak We've had a relationship with the organization for a couple of years now. And so much that's going on in the NFL and things like that, they have been in the forefront in helping us and collaborating with us, not only just on the domestic violence issues, but on the educational standpoint. And we're going to ask Ethan Medley of the New York Giants to come and say a few words. That's right, I said New York Giants. Oh, look at the Cowboy haters.
Good evening. I'm going to be very brief because I spoke last year, but we are very appreciative of our partnership with Bronze Shields. We've had a lot of opportunities to do very meaningful outreach in the city. Our players are looking for opportunities to be engaged. We are looking to highlight good policing, and the partnership has been special. And this past year we did brought athletes from the city, from high school to Rutgers Newark twice, once to talk about education and what it's going to be like when you get to college and what you should be aiming for and how to handle your business in high school. And we also did a domestic violence healthy relationships event, which was very powerful. So whenever I call Levi, he answers the phone. He's been great to me, and on behalf of the New York Giants, we just appreciate everybody in this room. We appreciate the Bronze Shields. We congratulate you on 60 years. We're very proud of our tradition, and we know how powerful that is. So congratulations, and thank you.
In addition to that, the New York Giants partnered with the New York Bronze Shields to give out $20,000 in football equipment to 2 high schools in the city of Newark. Thank you. And the Giants are also platinum sponsors for tonight's event. Thank you. We have another sponsor in the room who has been not only a sponsor, but a community friend that we want to call up. Freeholder Wayne Richardson, could you come up please and say a few words?
How are you? Good evening, everybody. What a wonderful event. What a wonderful organization. Mayor, who knew? I didn't know. I knew it was something special about you. That's why I got on board when you wanted to run, and I continually support you. I support the Bronze Shields. Always a pleasure to be here at this gathering, and thank you to my friend, Levi Holmes, and the whole Bronze Shields organization. The work that you guys do is commendable, and I just appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Every year we have this event. Mayor Baraka has been with us. He's never missed a day. Today, of course, he sends his regards, but today we're going to give him a pass. We understand this is a one situation, that we understand his absence and that he's getting married today. We got married already. Give him a hand. Taking care of that family. Mayor Baraka is our partner. He supports us. We love him. We protect him, and he does the same with us. Reward. All right, so. All right, this time we're going to continue with the presentation of awards. So I really need you guys to give me your undivided attention, if you will. Thank you. All right, so every year we give out I issue a President's Award. President's Award is my choice as the president of the Newark Bronze Shields. Of all the people that we interact with, we see, we deal with on a regular basis, I, of course, with the conference of my executive board, select the person who we think is worthy of this award. This year's recipient, at one time, was a captain in the Newark Police Department. And anyone in policing knows policing is a very, very challenging occupation, especially a precinct captain, because you have to respond to the hue and cry of your precinct day in and day out. Well, this individual understood and handled his responsibilities, but he also understood the importance of the North Bronx Shields, to the point that whenever we called on him to be there for us, to support us, or if he had personnel in his precinct and we needed them to fulfill a function of the North Bronx Shields, the only thing he has ever said to me in my 10 years of presidency is, "No problem, Levi, where do you need them?" That's it. That's all he ever said. And that says a lot, because let me tell you, we don't get that response from most captains. So without further ado, we must recognize, salute, and thank our brother, Inspector Stevie Yablonsky. Come forward, please. We, the North Bronx Shields, thank you for always being there. You never did it for accolades, you never did it for attention, you never did it for an envelope under the table. That's a cop joke. You did it from the bottom of your heart, and we really, really appreciate you. On behalf of the North Bronx Shields, we present you the President's Award.
I have a few prepared remarks, but before I begin, I'd like to recognize Council President Crump. I'd like to thank you so much. When I was a precinct commander, I can't thank you enough. You were the first phone call. When I needed advice, you were there, and you're always there for me, so you've been a mentor. I'd also like to recognize again the Mayor Hillside, Mayor Varese, your father also tremendous. I had the opportunity to work with him, and you're doing a wonderful job in the Hillside, so I want to thank you so much. So let me just get with my brief notes there. Good evening. I'd like to thank the Bronx Shields organization, and especially Levi Holmes, my good friend, the president of this distinguished organization, for presenting me with this award. I'm both honored and humbled to receive this recognition for my law enforcement career, both with the Newark Police Department and now as a member of the command staff of the Port Authority Police Department. I find it amazing that in 2001, I responded to the World Trade Center during 9/11 as a Newark Police Department lieutenant, and today I'm the commanding officer of the World Trade Center. This historic site where 37 Port Authority police officers made the ultimate sacrifice on a tragic day, along with other first responders and civilians, and we should always remember them and keep them in our prayers. Tonight, I'm also humbled because there's so many other public safety officers that are equally deserving of this award. I'm very excited to be part of tonight's 60th anniversary of the Bronx Shields. I'm a proud supporter of this organization. I'd like to commend the Bronx Shields for all the assistance they provide, both to the New York Police Department and to the community. In addition to being a fraternal social organization, this organization mentors both officers and the citizens, in addition to providing scholarships and contributing countless worthy causes. This is an amazing organization. I'm very proud to be a supporter. I'm also very proud to say that I was a Newark police officer and served this wonderful community for 28 years. The Newark Police Department will always be part of my extended family. And this great city will always be home to me. I'd like to note my father also served the city for 27 years. Thank you so much. When I retired from the city of Newark, I made a statement to the Star-Ledger that the residents may be who I am. Well, tonight I also want to add to that statement that the members of this great organization who have mentored me, and yes, I've been mentored by many of the members of this organization, and supported me throughout my career. They have also made me a better law enforcement executive. I've had an exciting career in law enforcement, and receiving this award tonight will always be one of my highlights of my career. Again, I want to thank the Bronze Shields for tonight's Presidential Award and recognition. Before I conclude my remarks tonight, I want to acknowledge and recognize several members of the Port Authority Police Department, because when I left one family, I joined another family who are here in attendance. If they could just stand for a second, please. Chief Amelia Gonzalez, Chief of the Department. Deputy Chief Gerardo Silva, Aviation. Captain Mark Ugrone, George Washington Bridge. Lieutenant Scott Pomerantz, World Trade Center. And Sergeant LaWanda Irving with the Port Authority Bus Terminal. I want to conclude my remarks and thanks with thank you again. May God bless each one in this room and law enforcement throughout our great country. And to the Bronze Shields, again, thank you for making this one of the highlights of my career and recognizing me. I really, really means a lot to me tonight. Thank you.
Before we begin, we didn't acknowledge Hector Cachado, former councilman, former deputy mayor. Is he still here? You left? There he is. High school classmate. Bill Chavella, Italian American Police Association. We love you. Appreciate your support. Earlier, my vice president told you guys to look inside the program to page 11. On page 11, you saw our old building. Our old building was purchased because certain individuals took out bank loans and used their homes as collateral in order to purchase the building for the organization. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They took out loans against their personal homes just so the organization can have a home. That is tremendous. That's sacrifice. Past President McGee, Lenny McGee, could you come forward? Brother Calvin Larkins, could you come forward? I need you to stand right there. Calvin, I need you to stand right here.
He said stand here.
Oftentimes people talk about sacrificing. Now this is a selfless act. They didn't get into it about you better do this, you better pay me back, y'all better give me a profit, none of that. Like my brother said, they had a vision, they ran with it. Because the sacrifices they made in 1983, was it 83, Lenny? Yes. In 1983, the sacrifice that they made in 1983 gave the Bronze Shields of 2019 the collateral so we could put that forward, sell the building, and give us the ability to purchase our brand new state-of-the-art building. We thank you for your sacrifice. We thank you for your determination. If you wouldn't have done what you did, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. So many people want to own property in the city of Newark. We own property in the city of Newark, and we're getting better property in the city of Newark because of you. You sure? Go down. You got it? So, I want you guys to turn around and see your gift. See your gift. We had an artist create a wonderful painting to represent your sacrifice. From your sacrifice in building that, purchasing that building, we put forward to purchase our brand new building. We present this to you, Lenny McGee, and to you, Calvin Larkins, for what you did for us, for making us stronger and helping us move forward. Thank you very much, and now you can make your comments.
Good evening. My wife and kids said I shouldn't talk, but I'll talk anyway. Calvin won't say anything. First, I'd like to congratulate Levi for making it through 25 years, didn't go to jail, didn't get shot, and retired. The next thing I would like to do, I would like any police personnel that's in this room that was hired after 1974 to please stand up. Those of you who are standing up is here because of the Bronze Shield. We filed a suit in 1974 against the City of Newark, the State of New Jersey, and Department of Personnel for discrimination. We won that suit. We hired at least 500 police officers after that suit was settled. And all my kids that was in those classes, now you stand up. And none of them here, huh?
They don't want to know you.
They don't know me, okay. But anyway, we hired 500 police officers. We had one of the police officers became the director of the police department. We had deputy chiefs, many captains and lieutenants out of that 500 people. And that decree is still in effect, that we still have to hire minorities and Puerto Ricans. Thank you very much.
So we present these to you. We'll take care of it however you want to take care of it. Just take it with you, we'll ship it, all right? All right, thank you. Before we begin, one more shout out for our captain, precinct captain, our brother Lee Douglas. Captain Douglas, you in the house? All right, the next award. Miss Fouché, you in the house? Joan Marie Fouché, there she comes. Our next award, need your attention, a few more minutes. The next award is the Floyd Bostic Leadership Award. You notice the trend, you notice the pattern here? It's all about meaning and purpose. The first president of the Newark Bronze Shields was Floyd Bostic. Floyd Bostic led the Newark Bronze Shields in 1959. Floyd Bostic is the one who helped us become incorporated in March of 1959, as a matter of fact. Floyd Bostic held meetings in his home. Floyd Bostic, for all of you who don't understand how this really works, Floyd Bostic connected with the mayor of Newark, Adenizio at the time, and helped the Bronze Shields move forward when the police department said no. When African Americans were struggling and fighting and the leadership of the police department said no, thank God, former President Bostic had the intestinal fortitude to connect with the mayor at that time and help the members move forward. So a lot of you people who talk about, oh, we shouldn't do politics, that's how we got here, so you better get involved. Some years ago, right before, as a matter of fact, before our president passed away, former president passed away, we as an organization decided to name our leadership award after him. Because the things that we go through every day, the things that I go through as a president, are nothing compared to the things that he went through as a president. The struggles that I go through, the fights with the administration and things of that nature, do not compare to what he went through. So what we did is change our bylaws, and every year we must give out a leadership award to the highest esteemed and respected leader in law enforcement that has a relationship with the Newark Bronze Shields. Again, we don't pick him out of the sky. We've been working with Brother Stevens for many years, interacting with him in political events and situations all throughout Newark, East Orange, and the county of Essex. We recognize you, and we really appreciate you and the things that you do. Again, like Zay Braswell, you are a respected man. You treat people with respect, which is what we all want, especially from law enforcement. Especially from law enforcement. And this is what you do, and this is why we recognize you. We're going to have his family member, Joan Marie Fouché, say a few words about her uncle.
I am very privileged to stand here before you to speak of such a great man. You knew him in some facets, but I knew him as my uncle. And being raised in a family where we were governed with laws and rules and responsibilities and integrity, dignity, character, love, and it just gives me pleasure to stand here to say that some of those characteristics are bestowed on you today. You do have courage. You do have tenacity and patience. And that's why you are who you are today. Keep fighting, keep believing in who you are. Stay in the race and don't give up. Be a hero. Let your legacy live on beyond you, just as my uncle's. Thank you.
At this time, we want to call up our honoree, Acting Essex County Prosecutor, Theodore Stevens II. Let's go, let's go. The highest award that we receive.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. That's right. I know that I'm the only one standing between you and the party. And I know how that gets, so I am going to be brief. To the Reverend clergy here attending this awesome event, to my friends who are elected and appointed officials, too many to mention, except that one person already mentioned, but she can't be mentioned enough. The inimitable Council President, Ms. Mildred Crump, who is a friend to one and all, who I've known for a couple of years now. We're not going to say how many, right, Mildred? Just a couple of years. I met her through my mentor, who was the Newark legend, Judge Irvin Booker, who continues to guide my life. I have to recognize that one group here, Brothers of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated, please stand. Young men have done good work. And I'm honored that you're here today as well. And the other group, my latest family, not to be at all outdone, but the members of the Essex County Prosecutor's Office here, please stand as well. First Assistant Ramesh Tadeo, Executive Assistant Gwen Williams, thank you one and all for coming. And last but not least, the members, I guess when you're 60 years old, I can use the word venerable, because you have seen some stuff in the 60 years that y'all have been around. So the members of this august organization, the Bronze Shields, give yourselves a round of applause, because you have also seen some stuff and have fought the fight. And congratulations on your new building. That is truly a milestone. And under the leadership and the visionary leadership of Levi Holmes, congratulations. As well. Congratulations. As I said, I'm not going to be long, but I'm going to just, for those of you who came to my swearing in, I said then, and I continue to say, that it's not lost on me that I am a black prosecutor in Essex County, New Jersey. I said it's not lost on me that I understand what that means. But being a black prosecutor is not enough. Just like being a black police officer is not enough. As Frederick Douglass said, it never has been and it never will be. The pressures, the obligations, the responsibilities on each one of you is second to none. Not only do you police the community, but you are role models in this community. Your responsibilities are as high as any elected or appointed person because you are the face of law enforcement. And for the purposes of those drinking in the back of the room, I'm going to say that again. You are the face of law enforcement. So whether you accept it or not, your job is to set the example for everyone, because the example you set to the brothers on the street is their example of justice, of law enforcement. And you may be the reason that they go left or right. So I encourage you to accept this awesome responsibility with humility and with the seriousness that it resolves. And understand that we here at the Essex County Prosecutor's Office are here to support you in every way we can. And I'm humbled to receive this award. Thank you so much.
President Floyd Bostic Leadership Award, honoring the achievements of Essex County Prosecutor Theodore N. Stevens II, March 2019.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, because you got to pull it, so. All right, so I just announced that we're going to be coming around with the raffles and stuff like that. Like the next 10 minutes? Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we'll be having people come around for our second raffle of the evening for our new building, 6,000 square feet, which will be on Wright and Brunswick Street, in the neighborhood that we chose to put it. So again, we thank you for coming. We appreciate your constant and continuous support for every event that we may have. We are so thankful and appreciative, and especially for the trailblazers who came before us, who paved the way so that we can do some of the things that we do.